for something very specific that we are usually discussing, but today for Friday, it's open mic Fridays. Any questions that you guys might have? We had a beautiful conversation also even a couple of days ago about how to find your purpose. The questions I've been receiving since then have been questions more so about, YouTube growth, building digital products, different ideas to make money online. So if you have any questions like that, put them down in the chat. Put them down in the chat. Even if you're watching this on the replay, put it down in the comments. If you have any questions, I'm pretty good about being able to read 90% of my comments. Now, if you become a member, your comments actually get pushed up to the very top, which is pretty cool. So if you are interested in becoming a member and you're interested in wanting to hear, my perspective on something, if you need my advice on something, if you need help with something, the best way to get a hold of me is through the memberships when you're commenting on Instagram. So there's that. Also, we'll wait for more people to come in. But you guys, if you guys, let me see, this isn't on a members only mode, is it? Let me know. Is it members only right now? Did I put members only? Let me see. Because this one's supposed to be public. It might have done a default. It might have done a default. Or maybe it's still alerting everybody, which is still good. So in the meantime, while we are waiting for people to hop on, you guys, we had a great conversation in the members only. And it provoked me to want to share with you guys, like, you really can't predict how your life is going to go. You really can't. Like, there's just, no matter how much you feel like you can, no matter how much it seems like it's kind of going your way, ultimately, you really can't predict where your life is going to go. So we had a really great conversation about that in the members only. Can you say hi? Is it Kate? Hi, Kate. How are you? What up, Kate? So if you are, again, this is a live Q&A. If you guys have any questions about fitness, about mindfulness, about books, about spirituality, about wanting to lose weight, about anything like that, you're more than welcome to ask. Even if you have questions about YouTube growth, you're more than welcome to ask that as well as people are coming in. But while we're waiting for more people to come in and more questions to pop in, just know that if you're feeling kind of like lost, and you're feeling like every time you feel like you kind of have it figured out, something just like happens where it just completely feels like you have to keep starting over all the time, or you feel like you come into some money and then you lose it. It feels like you are working really hard and you get no return. It feels like you work really hard and then other people are working less hard and they're getting like all this abundance. And for you, you're just staying on the grind and it just doesn't feel like anything's moving. What I want to tell you is that bottom line, all you have to really do at the end of the day is, I'm not sure where your faith is, but get with God, number one. Number two is understand that life happens in seasons and cycles. Okay, life happens in seasons and cycles. So you might be in a season right now where you are in a learning phase. You just are. You're in a phase where you're going to need to either learn from your past mistakes. You're in a phase where you're learning in general. You're in a phase where you might need to be isolated or in a secluded phase, right? So I'm in the gym right now. If no one could tell, I'm in the gym. And then where am I from? From California. So any questions? Any questions? Also too, if you are not on my email list, get my free download that helps you kind of like just get reset with your health and your fitness, like all the foods that I ate for 30 days, the habits that I did for 30 days to kind of just get me back on track for the year. I put it in a free downloadable, so it's right here if you want to tap in with that. Okay? But nonetheless, guys, if you feel like I should have put my phone on Do Not Disturb, guys. Sorry about that. But if you are feeling like you're just like in this, like, almost like you're, almost like Groundhog's Day, where you just feel like you're looping, you know, you just feel like you're looping. Let me see if I can get this straight. There we go. Better. So almost like a Groundhog's Day where you feel like you're looping. Just get comfortable with where you're at and reflect. Just get calm, get quiet, get in a space where either you might want to take a long drive, go to a park, go to a beach, and just reflect. I suggest writing in a journal and just whatever comes to mind. If you want to vent, if you want to get out your frustrations, or even if you feel overwhelmed and you have just so much to do, so many ideas that you want to start, or maybe you want to purge, maybe you want to get rid of a bunch of stuff in your life, physical things and physical friends, you know, spiritual things. Write all that down, and you're like, I don't know where to start. I want to go on a purging journey. I don't know where to start. Sit down and reflect. Sometimes that's really what God wants us to do. It's just like to sit down for a second, right? Just to sit down for a second. Okay? You know, this world has us so sped up. It's like, you know, we got to rush to work. We got to rush and watch all of our notifications. We got to look at every single platform that we're on, right? We have to just like, we're rushed to take a phone call. We're rushed to answer an email. We're rushed to do stuff for our kids. We're rushed to do stuff for our spouse. We're rushed to do stuff for, like, it's like we're constantly being pulled and nagged and stretched in all these different directions. And sometimes when you don't really see the fruit coming from your hard work or all your input, like, you might just need to sit down. Okay. Also, too, this is a open forum type of live, so I'm just kind of like going off on a riff. But if you guys have any questions about health, about fitness, about mindfulness, how do you do? I'm doing fantastic, Jalen. How are you? Welcome, Trevor. Hello, Uno. Takes away the attention that we need to give ourselves. Exactly. Like, we're on Instagram, we're on Threads, we're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn, we're on a Discord, we're on something that related to our job, right? Something where our job wants us to be on some kind of other Discord. We are on YouTube, we're on Snapchat. It's just like, there's just so, we're on Twitter. It's like, there's like this kind of like distortion of like needing to feel like you need to be on every platform, right? Add me, your group. Just add yourself to the memberships. We had a beautiful conversation in the memberships, you guys. So I just did a live there, right here. I just did a live. This live right here, I just did that live about an hour ago. We had a beautiful conversation. So if you want to dive deeper with me, if you really need like more, even just like, you like my perspective, you like the way that I coach, you like the way that I mentor, and you need something more specific, the membership group is really good because I can see your comments first. I post things there sometimes first. Sometimes I'll just do members only lives weekly. Some of the things that I do in my personal life, I'll just post it on the memberships. So if you want to become a part of the group, just head up to the bio and become a member. It's really cool. If you need accountability, People are helping each other in the group, right? Encouraging each other, uplifting each other, exchanging information. So it's really, really good. I really enjoy doing the membership lives because when you guys ask me questions, I can really like dive a lot deeper into what you specifically might need help with, and not just kind of like have to kind of answer you, you know, within a minute or so because there's multiple people on here. It's a smaller group. So definitely tap in with the memberships. But in general, guys, like you might just need to do kind of like a reset. Not only the free reset guide that I have here for you, but just like to sit down. Like even this weekend, if you need to just take either the Saturday or Sunday and just don't accept any invitations, don't offer any invitations, just plan like a 4-hour personal care day, like personal spending time with yourself day. And just go to the lake, go to the river, get a nice book, right? Get a nice journal, get your headphones, already have your music. You're not gonna listen to a podcast, because that also is stretching us a lot thin too, right? Like you guys might see me, and then after me you might watch like 15 other podcasts. And it's like, it's beautiful because at least we're talking about something of quality, but like sometimes you need to just sit with yourself, just you and yourself. I would even encourage you, if you could, do it with nothing, like no classical music, no music with no words, no sound bowls, house music, nothing. Just sit for 1 hour in nature with you and your journal and just like jot down thoughts. Just jot down your thoughts. It doesn't even have to make sense. You know, you could talk about how your week went. You could talk about how you feel like your life's going. You could talk about get out an insecurity that you might have about yourself. Maybe you're really insecure about something and nobody knows, or only one, like maybe your parent knows, right? And you're like, you know, wanting to get it out. Just sit with yourself, because we're so fragmented. We're being pulled in so many different ways, right? And so take this weekend, take 4 hours to yourself. And one of those hours of the 4, I really want to encourage you, just sit in silence and just journal. And then the rest of the 4 hours, the rest of the 3 hours, you know, maybe listen to a podcast, go on a walk. But for 1 hour, just sit in silence. I really challenge you to do that. Like, honestly, when's the last time you sat for 1 whole hour with no sound other than like the normal nature sounds? Like when we were younger, we didn't have like access to being able to turn on music so quickly, right? Like you had to make sure your Walkman was charged up, and you had to make sure to have CDs on you and cassette tapes and all that. And now it's like everywhere you go, there's music. Everywhere you go, you can plug into a laptop, plug into an iPad, plug into phones. I have 2 phones. I'm on one right now here, so it's like I'm plugged in, right? I'm plugged in here and I'm plugged in here. I'm plugged in 4 ways right now. So, which is, you know, there's a time for that, right? But also, like, when have you literally just been in silence? Like, can you even do it? Getting out in nature consistently may lead to being in addiction. It's a good addiction. See if you can do it. See if you can even just sit in silence. You'd be surprised. I did it a couple of days ago, I just was like, I'm gonna work with no podcast in the background, and not even classical music, not even calm music. And I was surprised at kind of how fidgety I got. Like, it was like I was like, my mind was craving to have like another type of stimulation. And then I pushed past it. It took me about 10-15 minutes to kind of like push past the agitation, and then I was able to just get into the flow state of like what I was doing. And then I got so much in the flow that I went the whole day in silence. So I got past like 10-15 minutes of like, oh, should I at least put on some concentration music? I really like the Page Hines. It's HINDZ. I really like his page a lot. and he kind of curated this like space where if you are working from home or you're a creator, a content creator, you can like put on one of his study with me or work with me videos and like work along, like while he's working, you're working too. So I almost even put that on, which I love. I still do that. But I was like, no, let me see if I can just sit in complete silence, like, and just work. Like when I was in college, in the library, there was no music. There wasn't a Starbucks inside of the library when I went to college, right? It was just books. There was a couple computers, but we weren't on the internet like that. Like it was like if you were on the computer, you needed to get your resource and then you got off. Like you didn't even care to be like searching around on, it was like the big monitor days, right? Like do we even see big monitors anymore? But like those days, right? Got on, got off. And I would be studying for like a final in complete silence. All that was around me was books and other people studying with no music. And I was like, that is kind of like a lost art. It's literally a lost art to just to be able to work in silence. What's your favorite post-workout meal? So every time I'm going to do a crazy workout, I always make sure to have either a protein shake on me, and in my protein shake, I'll have frozen blueberries, cashew butter, like with just straight up cashews, no like extra preservatives or anything like that. It's like a $16 bottle of cashew butter, which is a lot, but it's worth it because you don't have all the extra processed junk. So cashew butter, frozen blueberries, honey, or if I'm laying off of honey for a while, I'll do monk fruit or stevia. My protein powder right now go-to is this mint chocolate protein powder, and it's pea protein. And what else? I'll put in like a date. So it'll be like a nice jam-packed, like I'll also put in flax seeds or chia seeds. And it'll be a nice jam-packed, like really tasty power punch of a drink. And that's right after I work out. I don't want to like slaughter off a meal, like a eating meal per se, because studies have shown, and I've proven it to myself. I tried it. I was like, this works. When you eat a lot right after you work out, you'll eat back your workout plus more because your body's like literally starving for like some kind of energy because you just worked yourself out, especially if you do a HIIT cardio workout, right? So that's what I love to do. So I noticed with the shake, it kind of takes the edge off, and then I'll be able to get home and then make like a nice, tasty, good portion, like smaller portion meal, and not overeat and then ruin my workout. And it's like I gained, I I just did this amazing workout for 60 minutes, but then I was so overwhelmed or so depleted that I overwhelmed my body with even more food than I would have if I didn't work out. Morning, it's 7 a.m. here. It's great to see you. Oh, welcome, Heather. Welcome, welcome. You're going to go work out soon. What are you going to work on today? Would you like to pick me up? Hello, Ciana. What up, Top Dog? How's it going? We're having a chill live today. We're just kind of chit-chatting. People are asking questions, and we're just chit-chatting. Thank you, Iceman, for the compliment. Trevor, what's your favorite vegan meal to cook? So I love, like lately, my go-to has been Mediterranean type of style meals. I don't know what it is, but my body's been really craving like raw salads lately. And yeah, I just like like in a Mediterranean style, just like with the, with a little bit of the, and I'm not 100% vegan. I will have feta cheese sometimes. I cannot give up cheese, but I'll have it like a couple times a month. But like the tomatoes, the onions, the falafels, um, you know, like that whole month that I did the January reset, which is right here if anyone wants to try it out. I literally ate 100% raw, like no falafels, like nothing cooked. And it kind of kicked me into like wanting to eat more so on the raw side. So I've been really loving like Mediterranean style salads, falafels, chickpeas, the hummus, um, the tabbouleh. the tzatziki, just like a nice big bowl. Sometimes I'll have rice with it, sometimes I won't. But yeah, my go-to has been like some kind of chickpea. Oh, actually, I just posted a dish that I made, and I've been kind of making this a lot lately. Right here. So this has kind of been my go-to lately. This is on my page right now. So I've been making like a lot of these kinds of salads. Or I guess you could call them bowls or salads. So this has been my go-to lately. I love roasting pumpkin and chickpeas. Ooh, yes. That sounds bomb. So that's when like, I don't know what it just feels light, feels fresh. Yeah. Also, have you guys heard of kava? Like if you're on the go and you have like you need somewhere to eat. I don't know if they have it all over the world, but I believe for sure in California. Not sure if it's even all over the United States, but kava is bomb. It's almost like a Mediterranean version of Chipotle. It's just such a good go-to when you're like wanting to stay like relatively healthy, but you're on the go. I love kava. And okay, so you're in North Carolina. Okay, so it is all over. Okay, so it's all over the United States. Kava is like been my jam lately, and it was such my jam that I literally caught. Like I went to the grocery store, and all my bowls that I have them create when I'm at kava. I bought all of those to make my own kava bowls at home. So yeah, it's kind of weird. You know how it is. Like sometimes like you might get like in a mode where you're just really craving something and you'll eat it for like 2 or 3 weeks straight. That's kind of like what I'm on right now. So it's been like Mediterranean type bowls. But my favorite food in general is Indian food first, and it's a tie between Mediterranean food and Thai food. So it's Indian food, Mediterranean food, Thai food, and then all different kinds of like dishes after that. But and I think the reason why I love those ones so much is because there's just so many amazing vegan plant-based options. Now, soul food is getting better and better every year on coming out with amazing like plant-based dishes, incorporating the mushrooms. Before, I feel like when soul food was really getting into the plant-based style type of food, there was a lot of like the processed Beyond Meat, and I just feel like too much of that, like the processed meat, the processed plant-based meat, it can get like you can really overdo it with those fake meats. It's like you're better off just having real meat then. So also too, for anyone else that just hopped on, you want to get my free download. It's what I did. I literally did a 30-day raw food. You could tweak it to how you want. You can make it to your liking, but it's a free downloadable right here. And it's all the habits that I focused on. And if you feel like, you're in February and you're like, I kind of want to just get back on it. Like I feel like I fell off a little bit already. It'll help you get back on track. It's not too late. We're still in the first quarter of the year. So it's not too late. If you feel like you kind of like started to get lazy on your goals. This is another thing that we had a beautiful conversation in the members only. I'm not going to dish out all the details on how everything that we talked about. But one thing I do want to say too is like, if you have a hard time with goals, start thinking about your goals as inputs and outputs. So whatever you put in for the week is what you're going to get out. So if you put in, like this week, I put in 4 days of fitness. What did I get out? I got some sore muscles. I can barely lift my arms because I worked out my arms a lot. But I pushed myself. I got my reps in, right? What else did I put in? My input for food was relatively raw food. I had some cooked food. What did I get out? Good clear skin for the week. A lot of natural energy. Feeling really, really good. Still falling within my fitness goals, right? Because I was eating healthy. So, you know, it's just an input output. So yeah, you have like an ultimate goal for the week, but like you achieving your goal is just input to outputs. That's it. That's it. So if you feel like so far going into 2025, you're like, I already fell off, just look at your inputs and look at the inputs that you put in and look at the outputs. Whatever the goal that you haven't achieved is just, that's the output of whatever you input. So if you have been partying a lot, going to happy hours a lot, I'm not saying don't ever go to any of those things, right? But if you're overdoing it on the drinking, overdoing it on the smoking, overdoing it on the gossiping, overdoing it on the Netflixing, overdoing it on, you know, just hanging out, like just always hanging out, then the output is you not starting your online business, you not, you know, making extra funds on the side, you not building your investing account, you not getting closer to your fat loss goals, you know, muscle building goals, right? Like, so that, and it's, I mean, it's fine. It's your life, you know, it's what you want to put into it, but that's just what it is. So if you're looking at yourself and you're going into March, which is the last month of the first quarter, and you're like, okay, I still feel like I'm already behind like I was in 2024. Just look at your inputs. Top dog sales, what are some of your big goals for 2025? You know, it's interesting that you asked that because I just had a conversation about how you might have goals and then God just steers you in another direction. But I'm open to, so number one, my goal is to follow what God wants, for real. Because even when I don't, I have to anyway. So that's number one. But number two is just building. It's really just building my online presence and building more digital products. So I want to have at least 4 digital products up on my website and just focusing on the sales of those, right? What up, Hallie? And just continuing doing a lot of like what's working. You know, I don't want to really switch up or do anything too crazy. What's working on my TikTok, what's working on my Instagram, what's working on YouTube. I just want to continue to do that. Go press in on what's working. You know, if I had to pick a number, like for my YouTube, it would be nice to be at 100K subscribers, you know. But 100K subscribers of real subscribers, not like, you know, just fluffy subscribers. I would want it to be like a high engaged amount. So it's really more about the engagement for me. So I would like to grow in numbers, but grow in engagement as well. Like I wouldn't want to sacrifice numbers if my engagement had to go down. So, and it's just more so of like the type of people that I want to draw in, or I just want to draw in people that want to continue to embody their dreams, right? Embody their goals, right? And keep pursuing their goals. We're always in pursuit of embodying that next top level, not just like top dog sales, just like your name, how it says top dog. It could just say dog sales, right? But it's top dog. So it's kind of like in mine too. It's not just like we want to get to the next level. It's like we want to get to the next top level, right? Even when we feel like we reach our top, we're not off this earth yet. So we have another top that we're going to, another mountaintop that we're going to. We already reached one mountaintop. Now we're going to go down and go to the next highest top of the mountain, right? What teas do I drink? So I do mint teas, I do herbal teas, I do chamomile tea, I do ginger tea, I do turmeric tea. A tea that I just was telling one of my members about is cardamom, cloves, honey, turmeric, ginger. That will like really help you detox and like knock out a cold. Hallie says, what do you think about the concept of 100 true fit? Yes. That's more so what I would want, because it just depends on what you're doing. I don't think any of it's really wrong, but it depends on what you're doing. So if you want to build an online business and online presence and really like be in it for the long haul, I would rather have 1,000 true, and how I think about it is 1,000 true tribe members, not really fans of me, but like 1,000 tribe members where we're all just like continuing to just get better in whatever we're doing, right? Hallie, with you and what you got going on with your daughter and with your career, Godspeed, what you got going on, Christy, what you got going on, right? What Top Dog Sales has going on, what education and entertainment has going on. Like that's 1,000 people like that are just like, hey, I did my fitness. Hey, I just started my business. Hey, I just got out of debt. Hey, I just hit my goal. I hit my fitness goals. Hey, I just traveled to this country for the first time. Like always doing something like next level, next level. That's awesome, Ciana. You will get there. Just wanted to drop by and drop a quick like during my break. Have a great weekend. To you and all the great people. Thank you, Top Dog. Thanks for tapping in. Have a beautiful weekend. I like that concept, 1,000 people getting back. Exactly. So that's like that's why I just keep going, you know? And if anyone's interested, like Hallie was just on, we just had like almost a 2-hour live, right? I think, Hallie? So if you really want to dive deeper and like really get past like the surfacey kind of topics, then we go really deep, like really, really deep. Especially if you're like more into faith-based topics and you want to, you know, kind of like gather a community and talk about stuff like that, tap in with the memberships. Yes, the members live only was great. Yeah, we have a couple of those a week, you know, and we really like go deep. It's like they can get to know me better. You got, you know, some of the members can know more things that because I'm not perfect, right? Like I get on here and I could encourage you guys all the time, but I'm the furthest thing from perfect. I'm just out here trying to get it out the mud, just like you guys, right? Like I'm trying to improve. I'm working on my inputs and outputs, right? So if you want to kind of like dive deeper into that kind of stuff with me on learning what I'm working on and what, you know, me helping you work on what you need to work on, then the members is where you want to be. I love the lives too. The public lives are awesome, but you literally can't get like deeper. And then also we're talking more about like personal stuff in there. You know what I mean? So if you want to get more personal, go in the members also too. There's things that I'll be posting in there this year that will only be for the members, like more of my personal life, like events that I go to. Also, some of these lives, we'll have a great conversation like this, and I won't let it go public. Hello. Hey, sis. Love you, love you, love you. That's my sister Harparis right there. Love you, love you. How's my pookie poo? How's my baby? But yeah, so go into the members also too. If you're ever like sitting up in the middle of the night. Oh, also too, I'm gonna launch this soon. And it's for a very specific type of person. Okay, I'm just gonna throw this out there, but I'm gonna launch this pretty soon. I don't know when. But if you wanna do like a one-on-one type of coaching with me, okay? If you wanna do a one-on-one type of coaching with me, it won't be like this, like face-to-face, but it will be, you can ask me 3 questions, okay? And you can voice memo it as long as you want. Like, you know, the voice recorder on our cell phones, you can talk about your whole issue, okay? Your whole issue, what you want to be fixed. You'll get a special email where only people that have that program will have that email. And you'll get another voice memo. It could be a 15-minute long voice memo. It could be a 10-minute, but answering your questions. So you'll get 3 questions for this particular package. And we can dive deep into a specific thing, because I know sometimes people don't want to, you know, necessarily go deeper on here. But if you're up at like 3 in the morning and you're like, gosh, like I really like Ciana's coaching style. I think she's positive. I really like the way that she thinks. I have this problem. I just got this package. Let me go ahead and ask this question. And you'll get 3 questions. And it'll just be personal questions of your personal life that will just be between me and you. Not in a membership group and not in a public setting either. So I might be, well, it's not even might, I will be dropping that soon, but I'll give you guys more of a heads up when like it's approaching, but that's gonna happen. So you'll like into typing it out sometimes, like I get tons of emails from you guys, but I know typing it out, like your whole story, is just like a lot. You know, you want it, there's context, like you want to go through in detail and say, okay, so this happened, this is the background story, this is what's going on. And if you wanted to, you could even send me like pictures of what you're talking about, and then I'll respond back, and then you get 2 more questions, and then 1 more question. So it'll be like a three personal question package where you can like really go into detail. So that'll be for, you know, those who really need that. So just kind of be on the lookout for that. Also too, I want you guys to be making money. One of the ways, you guys, just flat out honest, not as even a secret anymore because I've said it on lives a few times now, but how I've been able to be consistent, it's encouraging knowing that every time I get on here, I'm able to connect with you guys. I'm able to get on the journey of 1,000 true tribe members, Embody Pursuit tribe members. But then I also get to offer you something, right? I get to offer you my free services, which is just us chit-chatting right now, answering questions, my free downloadable. And then I also have things down in the links of things you can buy if you need it, right? My ebook, my calendar, all my affiliate links, all the stuff that I use to stay healthy. And it's just like this like beautiful way to build an online presence, knowing that I'm building a relationship and nurturing an amazing tribe, but I'm also able to offer something in exchange